Hello and welcome to Trending Today. I'm Prannoy Banerjee, and over the next 30 minutes, we bring you a complete roundup of the latest trends in the markets. But first, let's put the spotlight on Zensar Technologies' earnings. The company has posted a weak Q4 with profits down almost 86% at 11 crore. What have been the factors that have weighed down on the operational performance as well as the bottom line for the IT major? To shed more light on this, joining us on the show is the Managing Director and CEO of the company, Mr. Sandeep Kishore. Good morning, Mr. Kishore. Pleasure to have you with us. What's gone wrong in this quarter? I was going through the P&L. Revenue has contracted by around 40 odd crores. To add to the woes, your employee cost has gone up a little from 490 to around 503 crores. And the other income is also a 23 crore loss versus a 19 crore profit. So it's only added to the pressure as far as the operating and beneath operating line items are concerned. And the employee cost, in fact, has gone up consistently on compared to the last year. Over these few quarters, while revenue has remained almost flat. So take us through these factors.
Yeah, I think the Q4 was a little soft quarter for us. Our core of the business at digital actually did quite well. We are now at 34.1% on our digital business in the quarter. And that grew almost about 27% on a year-on-year basis. The non-core of the business is where we have seen, which is the traditional and the legacy business. That is what has caused the issue. If you focus on the employee cost, the on-site percentage of our business has actually gone up on a year-on-year basis by about 2.5%. And that is predominantly on account of the programs and on the digital initiatives, the whole customer experience, user experience program, the cloud transformation which we are doing with our customer. In the initial phases, it actually takes a lot of resources on site. So those are the factors which have actually contributed to the movement. On the bottom line, actually, you can break it into three components. Almost 60% of the drop is on account of the forex movement. In that $47 million, which has come down to approximately $37 million, give or take about $6 million is on account of the forex. We did lose some sheen on the gross margin, which we are going to get back, because when the on-site movement gets into steady state, the offshore margin will be at a higher level. And then there was some one-time provision which we have taken on account of some specific government contracts and also on account of our MVS business, which we have been talking about it earlier as well. That is a profit improvement area for us. So we've taken some provision of the cleanup. Right.
Mr. Kishore, there's a time when legacy business is seeing a lot of strain. So at this time, of course, there are IT companies, larger ones as well as medium-scale ones, that are rationalizing on their subcontracting charges, their on-site effort mix, their utilization, and trying to make do and make accommodation for an improved margin in a time of revenue realization strain from legacy products. So take us through how you are going through that phase, and what's the kind of margin trajectory that you see from the current level onwards.
Yeah, so we don't give any guidance. We've never provided guidance. But I think it's fair to assume that the new Zensar is all about digital. Our pivot, if you take a look at the two acquisitions that we have done during the course of the year, the Foolproof acquisition, which we announced in November, as well as the Keystone acquisition, which we announced just at the close of the quarter, they are both around digital. Our focus is to really make our company to be a 100% digital organization. We expect during the course of the year in FY18 our digital business to be between 35 to 37%. Now that needs investment. That investment is where in front of the customers we have to put digital evangelists, we have to put digital strategists, the customer experience and user experience team. Also we are in FY18 going to put a US-based digital delivery organization, because from a strategic perspective, that's the right thing to do for our business. And we are going to continue to invest into the business so that we stay more relevant to the clients where they are going to be spending more. The pressure on traditional and legacy business is going to continue. I don't expect that to be coming down, because the clients are moving all of their investment dollars into the new program, which makes them more successful into the business. Now that volume is small today, but over the course of time, that volume is likely to pick up for sure.
Right. So, let's go through the overall annual trend as well, Sandeep, because the EBITDA has contracted in USD terms as well as in rupee terms. The EBIT and profit has also shown some kind of a contraction. So, going ahead into the year after this base, what kind of an impact do you think will we see on a larger scale? I mean, on a longer time frame, Because, right now the rupee is strengthening. As we speak, it has breached even 64. So obviously hedge books start becoming uncomfortable. Maybe in the next 1 or 2 quarters, there are H-1B visa issues, there are cost issues as far as overseas employees are concerned. And at that time, you are facing, of course, a strain in terms of revenue realizations from legacy products and offerings. Till the time that digital does not command a big portion of the P&L and the volumes increase there, the weightage increases there, and there are more customer adoptions. I mean, for how long will that period continue?
I think the strategic shift in the business is far more fundamental to us, Pranay. We really need to pivot digital as the wedge, but you also have to do the volume play led through digital, not the traditional cost play of the volume, because that's not where the client spendings are going to be, and that's not where we, in our own organization, are pivoting. This means a fundamental shift of the business. It means, we need to be acquisitive to acquire competencies which we don't have. It means investment to take care of their H-1B issue. We are committed to set up a delivery organization in the US. And this whole return on digital framework on which we have developed 10 of our solutions, which are world-class solutions. The clients are loving it. That's the reason why our digital percentage of the business continues to drive momentum. It has grown almost 27% same quarter last year to same quarter this year, the Q4 business. The number, I agree, the number is small, but it is the right thing for us to be investing so that we take the digital as the wedge, and to create business impact which is transformative for the customer, you really take it all the way into the core backend system for them. That is where the combination of digital and the volume play will come. In the initial phases, it will have on-site centric delivery model. And as it matures through both automation as well as through steady-state delivery, that is where the global delivery model will start to come in.
Right. Mr. Kishore, speak to us a little about how many clients have you got on board this time around, in what buckets, and also if you can take us through a geography-wise revenue split, because while Europe has done very well, if you take a look at the annual numbers that you've presented, but US has shown a mild contraction, and the African business has also grown moderately at around 11 to 12%. Is this likely to be the run rate going ahead? Is US likely to remain more or less flat to a little subdued?
No, we are going to get US to grow for sure. Europe has done very well for us, 35% growth year on year on a constant currency basis, including the Foolproof acquisition. Even if you exclude the Foolproof, it has grown 20% on a constant currency basis. That's a phenomenal growth rate. Africa on a constant currency basis, actually the previous 3 quarters, Africa did also exceptionally well. There was some softness in the last quarter which we saw in Africa, but Africa is also going to come back anywhere, between their previous growth rates of 15 to 20% year on year. US declined, as you said, 2% on a constant currency basis, but we are going to get US back to action. If you focus on the core business, US has also shown growth. The decline in US is because of the MVS business, because of that IM maintenance and warranty management business, which is a legacy business with us, and that needs cleanup on the profit improvement program. So US, we are going to get back onto the growth track. If you take vertical segmentation, retail and consumer, which is now around 25% of our business, grew 21.8% on a year-on-year basis. So that's done very well, predominantly led by digital. There is a huge digital adoption, which, as we all know, as consumers in B2C as well as in B2B, which we are seeing in the retail sector. Financial services has done moderately well, and manufacturing has been kind of muted for us. So our focus is going to be predominantly on the US market, bring digital and interplay that where the volume plays to deliver real business impact to our customers.
Right. Mr. Kishore, what are you hearing from clients in the US? I mean, are you seeing, in terms of client retentions, what is the kind of trend that you're seeing? Some of the larger clients, if you can speak to us about post the regime change and post this H-1B visa notification that is still pretty much in the air, nothing has been implemented. Are you getting a sense of discomfort from the client spending side of things?
No, I don't think there's a discomfort from the client spending, although the shift, as we've been talking about, is certainly moving rapidly, far more rapidly towards digital, towards automation, towards artificial intelligence, and is declining faster than what everybody had thought in the legacy and the traditional businesses. So if you pivot the organization to where the spending is, that's where the charter of our organization has been. That's where we have developed so many of these solutions, and we are in the process of launching all of those to our customers. The clients are also saying that the local job creation in the US is something which is at the center stage of most of the client conversations that we are doing. And it is important that you start to deliver several of those programs, on site as well.
Right, Mr. Kishore, we're going to leave it at that. It's been a little tough quarter for you, but we wish you luck for the time going ahead, and we look forward to engaging with you more frequently in future as well. Thank you so much for joining in. Let's continue with IT, and it has been a soft show for Persistent Systems as well for the March quarter, with revenue down almost 2.5% at 727 crores. Management has indicated for a significant focus on margin improvement in the fiscal